From one streaming service to another, the new Hulu Freaknik documentary has some former ATL partygoers just a little bit worried. One group of prominent black professional women are so concerned about being potentially exposed that they're reportedly filing a lawsuit against the streaming service. Criminal defense attorney and our good friend A. Scott Bolden joins us to break down if they have a case because they claim to not have signed media releases. So good morning to you.
Good morning.
First of all, good to see you. Good to see you. We
again.
need some legal expertise on this particular topic. First of all, we're talking about the release of this documentary which was a party during a period where there was no social media, no smartphones. Do these ladies have a case?
Well, it depends on what they're claiming, if you will. They can't claim in violation of privacy, regardless of what they were doing publicly. And also, the question is, were they aware that they were being filmed, even by private people who were partying with them? If they were aware of cameras around and they were still conducting themselves in an appropriate or inappropriate manner, then they've kind of given themselves over and allowed their pictures to be taken and their places to be videotaped and what have you.
Right.
And so it would be a bit of a challenge. But again, you have to see exactly what their claims are.
Right. As long as there's no illegal activity going on, I mean, college frolicking or however you want to couch it. Back then,
you call it frolicking?
Well, you know,
I went to Freaknik. I'm a Morehouse College graduate.
So I went to Freaknik too, and I had a video camera, so I'll just leave it there.
I saw a video of you actually. Yes, I did.
Hey, you're supposed to be.
It's at my law office right now.
I hadn't filed up my retainer just yet, so let's not talk about that. As far as back then versus now, it's a whole different ball game right now. All right, versus back then. Right to privacy. You're in a public place, like you said. There are video cameras. Are there any real consequences, as long as you're not doing anything criminal, are there any real consequences? Say if I'm a principal now and I was cutting up, you know, back then, are there any real consequences?
If you were videotaped and they were going to use it for a commercial purpose, then they would have to give you, they would have to give you a media release and you would have to have their permission. But when you're in a very public setting, social setting, and you're aware the cameras are running, like sometimes you go into studios or restaurants and they say you are being videotaped right now. So now you are inviting and allowing others to videotape you because you're on notice. Well, these individuals who participate in Freaknik were on notice that they were being videotaped. And again, they can raise the challenge, but most people, because lawsuits can be expensive, there's not a whole lot they can do about it. Apparently, these are some pretty prominent women, and they're considering their legal choices right now.
Right. As far as the company that's making this documentary is concerned, if they digitize the faces, do they have to go? Are they protected if they digitize faces and there is some shady, not illegal, just some questionable stuff going on in the videos?
Well, it wouldn't be a great documentary if they digitized the faces. I mean, that's part of the story. But they could, and that provides them some protection. But let me tell you, most business people, and the film industry is a business, and documentaries they really do a cost-benefit analysis, if you will, or they will settle with the parties who have an issue with them being filmed after the fact. But most people in this video aren't going to have any concerns about it whatsoever, or because they don't know about it, or you can't even tell who they are. And so we'll have to see what the claims are. But the company itself who's going to be distributing this, they're doing cost-benefit analysis. They're talking to their lawyers because it may be better to settle with them and to let it be released and maybe put a disclaimer at the bottom and then, you know, kind of go from there. Because remember, this industry, every industry, legal or documentary or movies, it's about generating revenues.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. So we'll talk about my tape later. Mine was in clear view, and there's nothing shady or illegal going on.
But there's a second tape, by the way.
That's the one that's
you get the second tape.
All right, back over to you guys.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah, I'd be done too with them.